Devoured by darkness, the tale of Kem and Ammit. In the depths of the afterlife, where shadows dance and whispers echo, there lies a creature that feasts on the souls of the unworthy. Beware, for not all who enter the hall of Myat will leave unscathed. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting an eerie glow over the ancient sands of Egypt. The air was thick with the scent of incense and the weight of countless souls that had come before. Kem, a weary traveler, had journeyed far to seek the truth of his existence. He had heard whispers of the Hall of Ma'at, where the dead were judged, and the fate of their souls determined. As he approached the grand entrance, the towering statues of the gods loomed ominously, their stone eyes watching his every move. Legends spoke of Ammit, a fearsome demon that devoured the hearts of the unworthy, leaving nothing but despair in her wake. Kem felt a chill run down his spine, but he pressed on, driven by a desperate need to know his fate. Inside the hall, Kem was greeted by the 42 judges, each representing a different virtue. They were stern and unyielding, their gazes piercing through the veil of his past. As he stood before them, memories flooded his mind, moments of greed, betrayal, and selfishness. One by one, the judges began to speak, recounting Kem's life choices. "You stole from the poor," one judge declared, his voice echoing through the chamber. "You betrayed your closest friend," another added, their tone filled with disdain. Kem's heart raced as the weight of his sins bore down on him, each accusation a dagger to his conscience. As the final judge spoke, Kem felt a growing sense of dread. "Your heart will be weighed against the feather of Myat. If it tips the scales, Ammit will claim you." The words hung in the air like a death sentence, and Kem's pulse quickened. The moment of truth arrived. Kem stepped forward, his heart pounding in his chest. The feather was placed on one side of the scale, its pristine whiteness contrasting sharply with the darkness of his heart. As the scales began to move, Kem's breath caught in his throat. With a thunderous clang, the scales tipped. The judges exchanged grim glances, and Kem's worst fears were realized. From the shadows, Ammit emerged, her form a nightmarish blend of predator and beast. Her eyes glowed with an insatiable hunger, and a low growl reverberated through the hall. Kem felt a primal fear grip him as she approached, her massive jaws dripping with the essence of the damned. "Your heart is heavy with sin," she hissed, her voice a chilling whisper that sent shivers down his spine. "You shall not escape your fate." Kem stumbled backward, desperation clawing at his throat. "Please, I can be better," he pleaded, but his words fell on deaf ears. With a swift motion, Ammit lunged. Kem felt the rush of wind as her jaws snapped shut around him. In that moment, time seemed to freeze, and he was thrust into a vision of his past. The faces of those he had wronged flashed before him, their pain etched into his memory. As Ammit's teeth sank into his heart, Kem experienced a moment of clarity. He understood the weight of his actions, the lives he had shattered. But it was too late. The darkness enveloped him, and he was consumed by the demon. Kem awoke in a desolate wasteland, the remnants of his existence scattered around him. He was now a wandering spirit trapped in the Duat, a realm of shadows and despair. The weight of his sins clung to him like a shroud. and he could feel the echoes of Ammit's laughter haunting him. Days turned into years as he roamed the barren landscape, witnessing the souls of others who had met the same fate. They were lost, wandering aimlessly, their hearts forever heavy with regret. Kem tried to reach out to them, to share the lessons he had learned, but his voice was lost in the void. In his solitude, Kem began to reflect on his life. He understood that the choices he had made had consequences, not just for himself, but for those around him. He yearned for redemption, but the path to forgiveness was shrouded in darkness. As time passed, Kem encountered other souls who had been devoured by Ammit. They shared their stories of regret and sorrow, each tale a reminder of the importance of living a life of integrity. Together, they formed a bond, a community of the damned, united by their shared experiences. Through their collective pain, Kem found a sense of purpose. He became a guide for the newly arrived souls, warning them of the dangers of a life lived in selfishness. He shared his story, hoping to inspire others to change before it was too late. Though they were trapped in the Duat, Kem and his companions found solace in their shared experiences. They learned that even in darkness, there was a flicker of hope, a chance to reflect, to grow, and to seek forgiveness, even if it was never fully attainable. As the sun set over the horizon of the Duat, Kem's voice echoed through the realm. Share your stories, for they hold the power to change lives. Let us learn from one another, so that we may avoid the fate that befell us. Leave your tales in the comments below, and join us in exploring the mysteries of the afterlife in our next video, where we delve deeper into the legends of ancient Egypt. In the shadows of the past, let us find the light of understanding.